This is the story of the biggest scam in binary trading history. In just a few minutes, millions of dollars disappeared from people's accounts. But it wasn't some hacker or some kind of technical glitch that caused this. It was a carefully orchestrated plan that had been set into motion long before the first trade was ever placed. And even though it might sound like a story from the dark ages of internet scams, this all went down in 2021, less than 2 years ago. So what happened? Well, let me explain. But first, please help us out by hitting the like button and subscribing so you won't miss any new videos. For many people around the world, the lure of easy money is just too much to resist. And when you see ads promising you 85% returns on your investment in just 30 seconds, it's hard not to be tempted. Especially since they claim that anyone can do it, regardless of their previous experience or knowledge of the markets. It sounds too good to be true. But sadly, for many people, it was very real. For those who don't know, binary trading involves predicting whether the price of an asset will go up or down over a certain period of time. If you predict correctly, you win money. If you predict incorrectly, you lose your investment. It's a simple concept that can be understood in a matter of minutes, which is part of its appeal. However, it is not as easy as it sounds, because there are a lot of factors that can affect the price of an asset. And even the smallest mistake can cost you big. But that doesn't matter to the scammers, because they do care about making money in the traditional sense. Their goal is to take your money, not invest it alongside you, and make money through ups and downs of the market. Instead, they want your money now, and they don't have any intention of giving it back. These fake brokers use a variety of tactics to trick people into giving them their money, such as offering unrealistically high returns, pressuring people to invest quickly, or using fake news and hype to create a sense of urgency. They may also use complex charts and graphs to confuse people or pretend to be regulated by a reputable financial authority when in reality they are not. But the most effective tactic that they use is to offer free signals or automated trading software that promises to make you rich beyond your wildest dreams, if you only knew how. The truth is, these signals and software are completely useless and serve only to suck more money out of your account without telling you. Let's take a look at how it works in practice. A potential victim comes across an advertisement for a binary trading platform claiming it can make them a lot of money very quickly. Intrigued by the promise of easy profits, the potential victim signs up for the platform. After creating an account, the potential victim makes a deposit into their new account, excited to start trading and hopefully make some money. However, after placing a few trades, the potential victim realizes that something is wrong. They try to withdraw their funds, but the platform refuses, citing various reasons such as failure to meet withdrawal requirements or pending verification. No matter how much the potential victim tries, they cannot get their money back. The platform keeps coming up with excuses and delays the withdrawal process indefinitely. Eventually, the potential victim gives up on getting their money back, and the scammers run away with it. There are thousands of stories like this, but where did it all begin? Well, the answer is somewhat complicated because this wasn't the work of a single person or company. Instead, it was a coordinated effort between various groups and individuals across multiple countries. The mastermind behind the whole thing was a guy named Yossi Israeli, who was also known as Yossi Herzog and Joseph Herzog. He was born in Israel in 1964, and he is the one who came up with the idea of using fake binary trading platforms to scam people out of their money. Israeli is a former Israeli Defense Forces officer who served in the elite CRA Matko unit, and he is also an experienced businessman who founded several companies in the past. However, none of his businesses were particularly successful, and he found himself in serious debt. In order to pay off his debts, Israeli came up with a plan to create fake binary trading platforms that would lure unsuspecting victims into investing their money. These platforms would promise high returns and use pressure tactics to convince people to invest quickly. Once the money was deposited, it would vanish, and there would be no way to get it back. In 2017, Israeli teamed up with two associates, David Shabtai and Laron, to launch the first of these fake binary trading platforms. The trio used a combination of marketing, advertising, and public relations to promote their platform and attract customers. They created fake websites with impressive designs and graphics and filled them with false information about the platform's history and track record. They also hired actors to pose as satisfied customers and leave positive reviews and testimonials on the platform. One of the main selling points of the platform was the promise of high returns on investment. Customers were lured in by the promise of being able to double or even triple their money in just a few minutes. This was done through paid advertisements on various social media platforms, search engines, and other websites. Once a potential victim had clicked on an ad and landed on the fake website, they would be greeted with a sales pitch that pressured them to invest immediately. The pitch would often include a countdown timer to create a sense of urgency and encourage people to act quickly. If the potential victim decided to invest, they would be directed to a payment processing website where they could deposit their money. However, once the payment went through, the money would disappear, and there was no way to get it back. The scam was so sophisticated that many people who fell victim to it didn't then realize they had been scammed until it was too late. They thought they were investing in a legitimate binary trading platform, and were shocked when they realized that their money had vanished. In fact, the Israeli authorities received numerous complaints from people who claimed they had invested money on the platform and could get it back. Despite the complaints, Israeli continued to operate the platform and even expanded his scam to other countries. It was long before he became one of the most wanted people in the world, and authorities started closing in on him. Realizing the jig was up, Israeli fled to Thailand, where he changed his name to Joseph Herzog and tried to lay low. But Thai authorities caught up with him and extradited him back to Israel, where he faced charges of fraud, breach of trust, and money laundering. Prosecutors allege that Israeli had defrauded over 1,000 people out of a total of $40 million. On February 2023, Israeli pleaded guilty to all counts against him and was sentenced to 6 years in prison. Unfortunately, this is you at the end of the story, because the money he stole is still missing and there is no hope of getting it back. What can we learn from this sorry tale? Well, for starters, never believe everything you see on the internet, especially if it seems too good to be true. Do not fall for promises of easy money, and never give out your personal or financial information to someone you do not know and trust. Before investing in anything, always do your research and make sure that the platform or company you're dealing with is legitimate. You can do this by checking online reviews, talking to other investors, and consulting with a financial advisor. Be wary of platforms that promise high returns with little or no risk, because there is no such thing in the world of investing. Finally, remember that if something sounds too good to be true, it probably is. If you enjoyed this video, check out our latest top 10 richest families in the world and their net worth. Or watch this video instead.